In today's video, I'll cover a super simple communication strategy that's going to improve morale, it's going to improve culture, and it's going to improve your team's performance. My name is Mark Fisher. I am a co-founder of Business for Unicorns, and if you like this video, you're going to want to head over to businessforunicorns.com to find out more about how we help training gym owners create more income, more impact, and more freedom. Here's the thing, the nature of being in business, it's not uncommon for teams to feel like they're not exactly sure what's going on, or maybe they do know what's going on, but it's not always intuitive to them to understand what are the most important priorities for the business, what are the main things they need to know. And of course, another problem we run into is at the end of the day, you will never be able to celebrate your team enough. An ongoing topic of this channel is that your team is doing things right much of the time, and you'll never have enough opportunities or venues to celebrate the awesome work that your team are doing. And let's not forget that what gets praised tends to get repeated. So this strategy, I think, is going to check a lot of those boxes. And it's nothing more complicated than a formal weekly email to your team that shares both shout outs of individuals as well as a handful, and this is an important thing, I'll circle back to this, a small handful of things that they need to know for the week ahead. Now, Mark Fisher Fitness is a colorful place, and well, you probably watch some of these videos, I can sometimes be a colorful human. So I call these the Love Nuggets email. And I want to think of it, when I send it out, it's like nuggets of love. Because I'm both going to shout out the individuals on my team, they're doing well, and I'm going to give them just a couple of nuggets, just a couple of things they need to know for the week ahead. Because particular place like MFF, there's a lot going on at any given moment. So I use this as an opportunity to really direct everyone's attention to the most important things happening in the business. Now, the question you might be asking, which is a good one, is do you need to do this if you're already having weekly meetings? And the answer is probably. Now, obviously this is going to be up to you. If you have a smaller team and you really feel consistently that you are giving adequate love in these meetings, I think this might be a thing you're able to get away with without. But here's my pitch to you. Number one, it's going to save you time in the meetings, right? So meetings ideally are not for just reading off announcements while everyone sits in silence. Meetings are for things that can only happen in real-time, synchronous communication. Whereas the Love Nuggets email is ideally things that people can just read about in email. You don't need to physically be in a meeting for. So it's going to make your meetings snappier and faster. The other thing I like about it is, particularly once the team is at a reasonable size, it becomes not bad to reiterate things. As a reminder, you're the chief reminding officer. It's your job to say the things over and over again. And part of the art here, of course, is directing people's attention to what's the most important thing they need to know now and what they need to do about it to move the business forward. Now, as I promised, this is a simple, easy, and powerful tool, so there's not a whole lot more for me to say other than celebrate your people, highlight a handful of things they need to know for the week ahead. I'll give you a couple other mini pro tips. Now, like I said, one of the benefits here are you are celebrating your people, which is awesome because you can't ever celebrate people enough, and publicly thanking your team for the great work they're doing is really, really awesome, right? And particularly for the handful of you that have teams that are on the larger side for a typical training gym or fitness business like MFF, this can become an even more important tool to get positive, public, specific feedback from the owner in front of the rest of the team. And the other thing we've done at MFF that I like, so this is highly tactical here, is part of why I am knitting together the nuggets of things they need to know with the love is I know that people are going to want to see their name, frankly, right? So this is not done in a manipulative way, but ultimately I know that in this communication, we're going to have probably a higher percentage of people paying careful attention if they know that every week a handful of them are going to be celebrated. And I really want that celebration to pop. So what I do is quite literally, I bold and I highlight in yellow the names of the individuals that are getting celebrated. And importantly, here's an awesome pro tip for you. I then also bold and highlight the value that is being reflected. So that's what I mean when I say this really is an opportunity to not only improve morale, but also to reinforce the culture you're looking to create and highlight on a weekly basis how people are behaving in ways that are creating the type of culture that you're all looking to make together. I really strive to have no more than 2 to 3 things that they need to know. And remember, part of this is on the one hand, For the people on your team that really love information, which is not all of them, but for some of them, this is going to be their love language. Because if they're not getting regular communication from the owner about this kind of thing in a way that is clearly written and gives them real insight to what the business is focusing on, there's a certain type of personality style that's always going to feel like, I don't even know what's going on in the business, Now, admittedly, you'll have other people that maybe aren't excited to read this email all the time. They're like, I'll just show up, you'll tell me what to do, right? Now, everyone's different, of course, and my hope for you is you have a training gym with a diversity of personality styles, because we give each other what we lack in an organization. But the things to know is going to be an important tool for the people that really like to know exactly what's going on. My other suggestion for you is in this part of the email, you really want to focus on what's in it for them, right? How this impacts their job, what the benefits are going to be for them for whatever it is you're talking about. And then of course, specifically, if there's behaviors you need from them, if there's things that you require them to do for this initiative to be successful, that's where you're going to want to do it. All right, friends, there you have it. That is the rundown of the Mark Fisher Fitness Love Nuggets email. As I said, it's not necessarily, I think, in literally every training gym situation, but most of them. So my hope is that most of you watch this are going to get in the habit of a consistent weekly post to really give your team an anchor in a stormy world, so that every week they know they're getting communication from the owner, from the boss, about how things are going, what they need to focus on, and importantly, burying them with love. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, it would be totally awesome if you liked, subscribed, and shared, because I'm really looking to get the word out. I want to help as many training gym owners as possible have amazing fitness businesses, helping their communities thrive and live lives of robust health and wellness. I mean that sincerely. It sounded kind of ironically, but I mean that sincerely. I'll catch you next time for more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and, of course, philosophy.